Welcome to our exploration of Stoicism, a philosophy that offers timeless wisdom for navigating life's challenges. Today, we delve into the principle of nature, which reminds us to acknowledge the limits of our control and find empowerment in focusing on what we can influence. Number 1. Understand that the universe operates by its own laws, independent of our desires. The first Stoic principle urges us to understand that the universe operates according to its own laws, irrespective of our desires. This idea is rooted in the Stoic concept of determinism, which posits that everything in the universe, including human actions, is governed by a web of cause and effect that is beyond our control. This recognition helps us come to terms with the fact that there are aspects of life we cannot change, no matter how much we might wish otherwise. The Stoics believed in a deterministic universe, where everything is governed by natural laws beyond our control. This means that certain events are bound to happen, regardless of our wishes or efforts. Understanding this principle helps us accept that not everything is within our power to change. Let's say you have planned a picnic, but it rains unexpectedly. Despite your desire for a sunny day, the weather follows its own course, and you must accept the rain as part of nature's plan. By embracing this Stoic principle, we learn to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of acceptance and resilience. We come to understand that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. This mindset shift empowers us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, rather than wasting energy on futile attempts to change things beyond our power. Number 2. Accept that external events and circumstances are often beyond our control. Stoicism teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. External events, such as the actions of others, natural disasters, or societal changes, are typically outside our sphere of influence. Accepting this fact can free us from unnecessary worry and frustration. Consider being stuck in traffic due to an unexpected road closure. While you can control how you react to the situation, you cannot control the road closure itself. Accepting this allows you to remain calm and focus on finding alternative routes or ways to pass the time productively. Number 3. Recognize that our thoughts and reactions to events are within our control. While we cannot always control external events, we have the power to control how we interpret and respond to them. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of cultivating a mindset that is resilient and adaptable, regardless of the circumstances we face. Imagine receiving criticism from a colleague. While you cannot control their behavior, you can control how you respond. Instead of reacting defensively or with anger, you can choose to reflect on the feedback and respond calmly and constructively. This shift in perspective empowers you to handle the situation with greater composure and wisdom. Number 4. Embrace the concept of impermanence, understanding that all things are subject to change. Stoicism teaches us to accept the transient nature of the world around us. By recognizing that all things, including our own lives, are impermanent, we can free ourselves from attachment to things that are beyond our control. Stoicism teaches us to embrace the concept of impermanence, understanding that all things, including our own lives, are subject to change. This principle is rooted in the Stoic belief that the only constant in life is change, and that clinging to things that are transient will only lead to suffering. By accepting the impermanent nature of the world around us, we can free ourselves from attachment to things that are beyond our control. This doesn't mean that we should become indifferent or apathetic, but rather that we should learn to appreciate and enjoy things in the present moment without becoming overly attached to them. Consider a beautiful sunset. While the sunset itself is fleeting and will soon disappear, the experience and the emotions it evokes in you are real and lasting. By embracing the impermanence of the sunset, you can fully appreciate its beauty in the present moment without clinging to it after it has passed. In the same way, by embracing the impermanence of all things, we can learn to let go of attachments and live more fully in the present moment. This doesn't mean that we should avoid making plans or setting goals, but rather that we should approach life with a sense of openness and flexibility, knowing that things may not always go as planned. Number 5. Practice letting go of attachments to outcomes beyond your control. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control and letting go of attachments to outcomes that are beyond our influence. This practice allows us to free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety and disappointment. Imagine you are preparing for a job interview. While you can control how well you prepare and present yourself, you cannot control the final hiring decision. By focusing on your preparation and letting go of attachment to whether or not you get the job, you can approach the interview with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing you have done your best regardless of the outcome. Number 6. Cultivate an attitude of detachment, allowing you to respond to events with equanimity. Cultivating an attitude of detachment doesn't mean becoming indifferent or apathetic. Instead, it means developing a mindset where you are less emotionally reactive to external events. This allows you to respond with greater clarity and calmness, rather than being swept away by strong emotions. Consider a situation where you receive criticism from a colleague. Instead of immediately feeling hurt or defensive, you can cultivate detachment by stepping back and objectively assessing the criticism. This allows you to respond in a more constructive manner, perhaps by acknowledging valid points and using the feedback to improve, rather than reacting emotionally. Number 7. Focus on your actions and intentions rather than external results. Focusing on your actions and intentions aligns with the Stoic idea that while we cannot always control the outcomes of our efforts, we can control the effort itself. By directing our attention to the quality of our actions and the goodness of our intentions, we can find a sense of fulfillment and purpose, regardless of external outcomes. Stoic principle encourages us to focus on our actions and intentions rather than being overly concerned with external results. This aligns with the Stoic belief that while we may not always have control over the outcomes of our efforts, we do have control over the effort itself. By directing our attention to the quality of our actions and the goodness of our intentions, we can find a sense of fulfillment and purpose, irrespective of external outcomes. Let's say you are preparing for an important presentation at work. Instead of fixating on the outcome, such as impressing your boss or winning a deal, focus on preparing the best presentation you can. Your goal is to deliver a well-thought-out and engaging presentation, irrespective of how it is received. This shift in focus allows you to find satisfaction in your effort, regardless of the outcome. By emphasizing the importance of your actions and intentions, Stoicism teaches us to take ownership of our efforts and to find fulfillment in the process, rather than being solely focused on the end result. This mindset shift can lead to greater contentment and a more balanced approach to life's challenges. Number 8. Use adversity as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Stoicism teaches us to view adversity as a natural part of life, one that presents opportunities for personal growth and improvement. Instead of seeing adversity as something negative, Stoics see it as a chance to test and strengthen their character, resilience, and virtue. Consider a situation where you face a significant setback at work, such as not getting a promotion you were hoping for. Instead of dwelling on the disappointment, you can use this as an opportunity to reflect on your performance, identify areas for improvement, and develop new skills. By approaching the situation with a Stoic mindset, you can turn adversity into a stepping stone for personal and professional growth. Number 9. Develop resilience in the face of challenges, knowing that setbacks are part of life. Resilience is a key virtue in Stoic philosophy. It involves the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges, maintaining a positive attitude and sense of purpose despite difficulties. Stoics understand that setbacks are inevitable in life and see them as opportunities to build strength and character. When you're facing a series of setbacks in your personal life, such as health issues or financial difficulties, instead of becoming discouraged, you can cultivate resilience by viewing these challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. By maintaining a resilient mindset, you can face adversity with courage and perseverance, ultimately emerging stronger and more resilient than before. Number 10. Practice gratitude for what you have rather than dwelling on what you lack. Gratitude is a powerful practice in Stoicism that helps shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. By cultivating gratitude, you acknowledge and appreciate the blessings in your life, no matter how small they may seem. This practice helps you maintain a positive outlook and a sense of contentment, even in the face of challenges. Consider a situation where you're facing financial difficulties. Instead of dwelling on what you lack, such as money or material possessions, you can practice gratitude by focusing on what you do have, such as your health, relationships, or personal strengths. By shifting your perspective in this way, you can cultivate a sense of abundance and contentment, despite the challenges you may be facing. Practicing gratitude is not about denying the difficulties or hardships in life, but rather about acknowledging the positives alongside the negatives. It is a way of reframing your thoughts to focus on the good, which can help you maintain a positive outlook and a sense of inner peace, even in challenging circumstances. Number 11. Seek to understand the motives and perspectives of others, even when they conflict with your own. This principle encourages you to practice empathy and understanding towards others, even when their actions or perspectives differ from your own. By seeking to understand their motives and perspectives, you can cultivate compassion and reduce conflict in your interactions. When you're in a disagreement with a colleague at work, instead of immediately reacting defensively, take a moment to consider their perspective. Try to understand their motives and the reasons behind their actions. By doing so, you may uncover underlying reasons for their behavior that you were not aware of. This can lead to a more empathetic response and a more constructive resolution to the conflict. Number 12. Avoid making judgments about events or people based on limited information. This principle advises against forming hasty judgments about events or individuals without having all the facts. It emphasizes the importance of seeking a deeper understanding before jumping to conclusions, as snap judgments can lead to misunderstandings and unnecessary conflict. Suppose you hear a rumor about a co-worker being promoted and immediately assume they must have used underhanded tactics to get ahead. Instead of jumping to this conclusion, you could approach the co-worker directly or speak with your manager to get a clearer picture of the situation. By seeking more information, you might discover that the promotion was well-deserved and based on the co-worker's hard work and dedication. Number 13. Practice humility, recognizing that we are just a small part of the vast universe. This principle highlights the importance of humility in recognizing our place in the grand scheme of things. It encourages us to acknowledge our limitations and the vastness of the universe, reminding us not to be overly arrogant or self-centered. Imagine standing under a starry sky, marveling at the countless stars and galaxies spread out before you. In that moment, you might feel a sense of awe and humility, realizing how small you are compared to the vastness of the universe. This experience can serve as a reminder to stay humble and not to overestimate your importance in the grand cosmic order. Number 14. Use setbacks as a chance to practice patience and perseverance. This principle emphasizes the Stoic idea of using setbacks and challenges as opportunities to cultivate patience and perseverance. Instead of becoming frustrated or giving up when faced with obstacles, Stoics view these moments as valuable chances to strengthen their resilience and endurance. Setbacks are an inevitable part of life, but how we respond to them can make all the difference. Stoicism teaches us to view setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and learning. When faced with challenges, Stoics strive to maintain a sense of calm and resilience, using these moments to practice patience and perseverance. Patience is the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of difficulties, allowing us to approach challenges with a clear mind and a steady resolve. By practicing patience, we can avoid reacting impulsively to setbacks and instead respond thoughtfully and rationally. Perseverance, on the other hand, is the commitment to continue working towards our goals despite obstacles and setbacks. It is the willingness to endure difficulties and setbacks with determination and resilience. Stoics believe that setbacks are not roadblocks but rather detours on the path to success, and by practicing perseverance, we can navigate these detours with grace and determination. Imagine you're working on a project that encounters unexpected difficulties, causing delays and setbacks. Instead of feeling disheartened, you can choose to see this as an opportunity to practice patience and perseverance. By approaching the situation with a Stoic mindset, you can use this setback as a chance to hone your ability to stay calm, focused, and determined in the face of adversity. Number 15. Embrace change as a natural part of life, rather than resisting it. This principle teaches us to accept change as an inevitable part of life, in line with the Stoic belief in the impermanence of all things. By embracing change rather than resisting it, we can adapt more easily to new circumstances and avoid unnecessary suffering. Consider a situation where you are faced with a major life change, such as a job loss or a move to a new city. Instead of resisting the change and longing for things to go back to how they were, you can choose to embrace the new opportunities and experiences that come with it. By accepting the change and focusing on how you can grow and learn from it, you can approach the situation with a Stoic mindset and find peace in the midst of uncertainty. Number 16. Remember that your worth is not determined by external achievements or opinions. This principle reminds us that our value as individuals is not tied to external factors such as wealth, status, or others' opinions of us. Instead, our worth comes from within, from our character, virtues, and how we choose to live our lives in accordance with reason and virtue. Imagine you receive criticism or face rejection in your professional or personal life. Instead of letting this affect your self-worth, remind yourself that external opinions do not define you. Your value lies in how you choose to respond to such situations with dignity, integrity, and a commitment to your values. Number 17. Use meditation or mindfulness practices to cultivate inner peace and clarity. Meditation and mindfulness practices can help you cultivate a sense of inner calm and clarity, enabling you to better navigate the uncertainties of life. By focusing on the present moment and observing your thoughts without judgment, you can develop a greater awareness of your reactions to external events. This heightened awareness can help you respond to challenges with greater equanimity and resilience. You might start your day with a short meditation session, focusing on your breath and observing any thoughts or emotions that arise. Throughout the day, you can practice mindfulness by staying present in your activities, whether you're working, eating, or interacting with others. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can cultivate a sense of inner peace and better manage the ups and downs of life. Number 18. Reflect regularly on your actions and attitudes, seeking to improve them. Regular reflection allows you to assess how well you are embodying the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. By reflecting on your actions and attitudes, you can identify areas for improvement and make conscious efforts to align them more closely with Stoic virtues. This practice reinforces your commitment to living in accordance with nature and helps you cultivate a more Stoic mindset over time. Reflection is a fundamental practice in Stoicism, allowing individuals to assess their actions and attitudes in light of Stoic principles. By regularly reflecting on your behavior and mindset, you can gain deeper insights into how well you are embodying Stoic virtues and principles in your daily life. This process of self-examination is not about self-criticism, but rather about self-awareness and improvement. Regular reflection helps you become more mindful of your thoughts and actions, making it easier to identify instances where you may have strayed from Stoic ideals. This awareness enables you to make conscious adjustments, aligning your behavior more closely with Stoic virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Over time, this practice strengthens your Stoic mindset, making it more natural to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on your actions and attitudes. Consider whether you responded to events with virtue and whether there were instances where you focused on things beyond your control. If you identify areas for improvement, make a plan to address them. This regular reflection can help you gradually develop a more stoic approach to life. Number 19. Accept that life is full of uncertainties and be prepared to adapt to them. Uncertainty is a fundamental aspect of life, and Stoicism teaches us to accept this reality. By acknowledging that the future is unpredictable, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety and focus on what we can control in the present moment. This acceptance allows us to approach life with a more open and adaptive mindset, ready to embrace whatever challenges or opportunities come our way. Imagine you're planning a picnic, but the weather forecast is uncertain. Instead of worrying about whether it will rain or not, you accept that the weather is beyond your control. You prepare for the picnic but also have a backup plan in case it rains. This way you can enjoy the picnic if the weather is good and adapt gracefully if it changes. Number 20. Trust in the inherent order of the universe, knowing that everything happens for a reason. Stoicism teaches us to trust in the natural order of the universe, often referred to as fate or the logos. This principle emphasizes that everything that occurs is part of a larger plan or order, even if we may not always understand it. By trusting in this inherent order, we can find peace in the face of uncertainty and adversity, knowing that there is a purpose to all events, whether positive or negative. Imagine you're facing a difficult situation, such as losing a job. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by fear and uncertainty, you trust in the belief that this event is part of a larger plan. Perhaps losing the job will lead you to new opportunities or a career path better suited to your talents and goals. By trusting in the inherent order of the universe, you can approach challenges with a sense of calm and acceptance, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. This principle does not suggest passivity or resignation in the face of adversity, but rather a sense of trust and acceptance. It is about recognizing that while we may not always understand why things happen as they do, there is a purpose to all events, whether positive or negative. By trusting in this inherent order, we can find peace in the midst of uncertainty and adversity, knowing that everything is ultimately part of a greater plan. As we conclude our exploration of the principle of nature, let us remember the words of the Stoics: some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, we can find peace and contentment in our lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Stoicism. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Remember, the wisdom of Stoicism is a timeless guide to living a meaningful life.